Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. Today will turn out partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and less humid with a high of 79 to 83. Then tonight will be mainly clear with a low of 57 well inland, 67 along the coast. Mostly sunny tomorrow, the high 80 to 84. Sunday will be a nice day with sunshine and some clouds, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Beautiful Friday. Dan Martone here getting ready. What time is your golf tournament today?
I'm going to be there at 11.
11? And it's at
registration.
Golden Ocala? Golden Hills?
Okay. Golden Ocala.
Golden Ocala.
Yeah, Golden Hills is no longer there now. Golden Ocala National.
Oh, okay. So, and it's a fundraiser for the 5 Points of Life.
Yep. Life South Blood Foundation.
Yeah.
Deep thing there.
And you and Galen, and who else is on your team? Anybody we know?
Jeff Napoli you know him. He's from Lake Weir Marine.
Okay.
And I don't know the other guy.
You don't know him, or you just can't think of his name?
I can't think of who Galen said. He's told me once.
Okay, so it's somebody you haven't even met.
I don't know if I've met him or not.
When you meet him, ask him if he can park a car and if he's from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm betting not. I'm betting he can park a car, but I'm betting he's not from Chicago. I'm also betting that it's probably somebody we've played with before. I'll ask Galen when he calls.
All right. So it's 57 degrees here. Beautiful day, nice day. The rain yesterday made you perhaps wonder if indeed you were going to play golf, but I think we knew. The weather forecast. Here's the thing about the weather forecast. I think meteorologists have gotten better at the local forecasts.
You think?
Yeah. But they've gotten, I mean, since I was a kid, but they got worse.
Yeah, since I was a kid too,
they got worse on the global scale. Because every year they say, probably 18, 20 big storms are going to hit Florida.
Oh, well, the storms, the drift in the ocean, the sinking of the ice.
The big
global warming.
The big thing is, I think they're messing up.
The moon's going away.
So that worries me a little bit, because there was a story this morning that says the El Nino in the Pacific Ocean is going to wreak havoc in most of the world, but Florida going to do pretty good. It's exactly what it says. It says the emerging climate pattern of warm water in the Pacific Ocean near the equator raises the odds of floods, droughts, cyclones, tornadoes, and other extreme global weather. But in Florida, El Nino-driven winds shear apart the storms before they strengthen into hurricanes. So they're saying that's what's going to happen this year. So since you're saying that, now I'm thinking, oh man,
we're doomed.
I'm getting a shelter.
Yeah. If they say we're going to be easy, that's in trouble.
Because the last couple of years they've been saying,
every other year they say, it's terrible, and then your insurance rates go up, and then nothing happens. And do the insurance rate go back down? No, they do not.
Wow, that's an interesting point right there. All right,
it's just like everything else. When gas went up, everything else went up. Gas gets a little reprieve.
Doesn't go down.
Yeah,
I know.
You don't get a reprieve on your grocery bill.
I know, never happens.
I don't get a check in the mail. Oh, hey, gas went down. There you go.
All right, so here we go. I have some a debate here that I don't know that I have enough information to join in on, but I'll tell you who.
Oh, that's okay. We can make it up.
Who is UN officials are going to be debating next week, I'm sorry. They will be debating with scientists and activists. The only qualified group there is the scientists. The UN officials and the activists, just stay out of this. Let the scientists debate this.
What is an activist? How is that
It's you and I, knowing nothing at all about this, going to make a statement.
I want sunglasses for whales.
So let me tell you what they're debating.
Too much sunlight in their eyes.
What they're debating is autonomous robot warriors. Autonomous robot warriors. This is not something in the future. This is now. Are you ready for this? Listen to this.
I'm ready.
This week in Geneva, the folks I just told you about are beginning a debate over whether autonomous lethal systems will eventually be banned under the Convention of Certain Conventional Weapons. That's the name of the convention.
Banned.
It's called the CCW. Certain Conventional Weapons, the convention. They are thinking about banning them, my first thought on this is anytime you ban something, somebody else is going to have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the robots
UN can ban whatever they want. If you're not part of the UN, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
They
Good
can
point.
They can ban whatever they want to, but if I'm in a war and I've got some robots,
Yeah, man.
you're getting your butt kicked by some robots.
So who has them? Are you ready for this?
Who has the robots?
Let me tell you.
Oh.
Who that we know about. South Korea has some.
Oh, that's awesome.
Israel has some. These robots have the ability to kill autonomously.
Wow.
As technology gets more advanced, some officials are worried that stories like Terminator-style robots would slow the adoption of machines that could save lives of soldiers. Because they say these robots could actually be very good, but if we start having robots go nutty on us, we're going to we'll do the same thing we do with people. They're all bad.
You and I have had this debate before a little bit.
Have we?
Yeah. And my conclusion was that autonomous robots will never, ever last because I can't keep Windows 8 running properly. So something in that software is going to go screwy, and it's just going to sit and reboot over and over and over and over. And then there's going to be a blue screen come up in their eyes, and the computer's just going to shut down.
I see where you're going with this, and here's my part of that debate. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that cars break down and just drive anywhere, any place, and there's lots of them. So, anyway, it's not just governments. Listen to this.
Well, actually, I'm happy to hear South Korea has some. That's the only thing they've got against North Korea right now to defend themselves.
Google purchased Boston Dynamics,
Okay.
which is a company famous for building robots.
Well, that's a progressive thing you'd think would happen. It's Google. That's what they do.
The demilitarized zone along South Korea's border is lined with what they call mechanized sentinels. These are basically robot soldiers. You were up all night, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Each stationary robot looks like a security camera, but it has the ability to lock in machine guns onto human targets and shoot to kill. They look like cameras, but they are machine guns. The SGR-A1 robots, developed jointly by Samsung TechWin and Korea University, can automatically detect North Korean soldiers walking over the border and could fire without the help of a human.
How do they know it's a North Korean soldier?
I don't know.
By the uniform?
I don't know.
So now North Korean soldiers are going to put a face mask and a dress on.
Yeah.
And they're good to go. Hide some AK-47s under their dress. Bada bing, bada bang. Bob's your uncle.
The SGR-A1 detects something. It alerts an operator who then decides whether to pull the trigger.
No.
The debate in Geneva is whether to take it the next step and allow it to be autonomous.
Well, I thought North Korea was already autonomous. If it already has the ability to shoot and kill.
The robot, not the nation.
Okay, I'm confused.
They want the robot to be autonomous. They want the robot to be able to make its own decision.
I thought it just did.
It says here that
It's a camera?
right now it alerts an operator who can decide. It's got the ability to, but But right now it's set up so that an operator has to decide whether to pull the trigger.
So it's on manual, and they want to flip it to automatic.
It could be. It doesn't say they want to. But in Geneva, they're trying to talk about whether to ban the autonomous part
Portion
of
of it.
this. Yes.
It says you got to have a human making this decision.
Yeah. That's what they're debating.
It doesn't matter. Whatever they do, it's not going to be followed anyway.
The U.S. Navy has...
I mean, think about Hitler and his whole regime. Did he really care what anybody else thought? Was there anything?
No.
You know, wars of crime. Yeah, afterwards. But, of course, they got busted for all that stuff. But they didn't follow it. It's war. Nobody's going to care. It's going to be the end of whatever other nation, whoever doesn't have the best robots. I got a better robot, I win. Oh, no, I broke some laws on Geneva Convention. Gee. Oh, well. What are you going to do? I got the better robot.
Absolutely. No, I don't.
Who's going to punish me?
That's how it works. That is how it works.
You know.
That is how it works. But the debate is whether to allow this or not. Now, your point, this is the same. Hey, this is the same as the gun debate.
Yeah.
If you take the guns away, all the legal, law-abiding people will have no guns.
Yeah. That's all that's going to have any. Yeah.
Same thing with this. If you ban some technology that allows robots to just on their own make a decision whether to kill you or not, then somebody's like a Hitler is going to have the robots that make that decision.
Yep.
Absolutely.
There's always going to be that. We just got to come up with a better EMP that knocks them out, or the better tracking system.
Did you see that Russian ship that exploded yesterday?
No. When was this?
They were, remember that rocket they were launching yesterday? Some
Yeah.
high tech satellite they were putting into orbit.
And it fell down and blew up a ship?
No. I meant the rocket ship blew up.
Oh, okay.
But something flew across the sky.
A UAV?
I'm sorry?
A UAV, an unmanned vehicle?
Nobody knows. I didn't know what that meant. Nobody knows what it was.
Wow.
There was a dot. All it looks like is a dot. This thing is so high in the altitude, you can't tell what it is.
It could have been a small plane. Could have been a missile.
Something hit it.
Wow.
Something hit it.
Well, they're talking about the SpaceX again in the news this morning. Were you listening to that one?
Yeah.
He's suing.
Yeah.
He just finished suing the Air Force. Now he's suing the other. And they're
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah,
oh, that's threatening national security by suing us. What?
I think you heard it on my news, Dan. The Elon Musk story?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's insanity.
I was just chuckling because she asked me if I heard it.
Oh, when you read it?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we read things.
See, I sound so much like a newsman. You're not,
That's what it
not
is.
so sure it's me.
I can't
and-
tell it's you.
Anyway, let me talk about the U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy has launched Northrop Grumman's X-47B, which is a stealth drone the size of a fighter jet from its aircraft carriers that also has the ability to kill.
Autonomously.
I don't know if it's autonomously. I think it's,
You got some guy
again,
flying.
somebody has to just make the decision. In the UK, they have something called Tyrannus, which is a top-secret unmanned aircraft named for the Celtic god of thunder.
Sounds like it's named after a dinosaur.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Tyrannus. It can travel at supersonic speeds. It could be used by the British military to carry out pre-programmed attacks. We will never know if that's why that rocket was knocked down out of the sky yesterday.
It could have been a bird. It could have been a bird. Not that it knocked it down. I'm saying what you saw in the picture. Does anybody have any better? I mean, you're just seeing a blip on a screen, right?
A blip on a screen that when it gets to the rocket suddenly explodes.
You know, they're just going to say that's coincidental. That's a bird. It's in the forefront. The rocket exploded all on its own.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what it was.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying.
We'll
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. The Harpy, described by Israel Aerospace Industries as a fire-and-forget weapon. It's a fire-and-forget weapon. Powerful missile with a brain programmed to cruise until it detects emissions from a hostile radar system and then knocks it out.
Now, that's a little detailed.
That is kind of autonomous.
I don't want that around. What if you're messing around with a little microwave by accident? Oh, no. It's the wrong radar.
Here's the thing with that one.
There goes your whole village.
There's usually a person by those radar systems, so while it's not aiming at people, it's aiming at radar systems.
There's usually people at all these bases and all these stations. That's unfortunate.
Currently, international law regulates all of the things I just told you about. However, everybody has to worry about the autonomous level of these, even though they all have the ability to be autonomous.
I don't know. It's just such a weird thing to think the Terminators are going to be roaming the Earth in the next decade.
A Sentry robot freezes a hypothetical intruder by pointing its machine gun
At him.
at whoever is approaching.
Right.
Wow.
But then it makes a mistake, and it's got a tattoo of a badge of something from the Soviet Union.
I don't know.
It shoots your child. That's what they're going
Wow.
for, you know.
Wow. Nothing formal rules will be announced. That doesn't make sense.
It's dangerous.
No formal rules will be announced when the talks end on Friday. I don't know if they mean today or next Friday. But while politicians and academics debate whether autonomous killing robots should be used on the battlefield, defense companies are making them anyway.
I told you. There you go. There you go. You just had to read ahead. Of course they're going to make them anyway. They're not going to let a bunch of politicians over the UN try to sanction what they can and can't do. One day it may come, and if they don't get to sell them to some person, they'll get to sell them to a non-UN.
So let's see. We said scientists should debate this and not us, but here's my thought on this. It sounds like we agree on this one. It sounds like they are being developed. That means somebody will have them.
Yeah.
And therefore, you can make a rule that says nobody can use them.
But they're going to have them.
But be careful because somebody will use them.
Yeah.
So then what do we do?
We have them. We have better ones.
But so we violate, like if the UN agrees.
It didn't say don't build them. It said don't use them. It didn't say you can't own them. It didn't say you can't have a reserve of them. They're saying you can't use them.
It says banned. The word banned is used. Eventually will be banned under the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons.
A little vague, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's a news story.
I mean, it's vague on their banning. What are they? Are they banning the building, the construction, the holding, the storing?
But it's a New York Times news story. So it's simply a story being released to the public by some journalist who found out the information. There might be more details, obviously. And I guess that's what they're debating.
And that's a future debate, too. That's a hard thing
so
to
here's
debate.
Here's the point. Now when you debate something and you're a legislator, you're trying to decide how you're going to vote this way or that way. So let's put ourselves in those shoes.
So we need yes or no's.
Well, you and I do it. Let's just, and Doug can do it. Just pretend you're an elected official.
I'm not a crook.
And you've got to vote. Yes or no, one way or the other.
How many riders are on this bill?
Every member of Congress.
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay. Yeah. If there's any riders, then you say no. Okay. So every vote counts. So out of the three of us, we're going to say, do we want it or not? The UN wants to say no autonomous robots. Does the United States sign on to that agreement or not? I say no. I say no, we don't go there. Because we should have at our disposal anything and everything that the bad guys have.
I say yes, and we do it anyway. Or is that a rider?
No, I don't think that's a rider. I think basically you're crossing your fingers behind your back.
Yeah, I am. I am absolutely crossing my fingers behind my back.
Don't worry. I won't be smoking anymore.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Dan and I are in opposing viewpoints. So Doug, it's your turn now to decide whether you're going to join Dan and go the way he says. You're the deciding vote. Or you're going to go with me. I already know how this is going to go. So do you want to vote the same as Dan or the same as me? That's what your choice is right here.
My vote is with you, Larry.
With me? Wow.
Because
You're buying lunch.
I did not expect that.
Because you're buying lunch today, isn't it?
it's because of the robots have the technology the humans cannot comprehend with more leverage.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I think though, Dan, that basically you're saying yes, we should do it, but say we're not going to do it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. We'll make the UN happy. Sure, we'll play along. Of course, we'll play your silly, stupid game. You're an idiot, but that's okay.
You know what's weird? It's weird that yesterday we had this heated argument about bicycles and policemen, and it went on the whole half hour, and now we got something really super serious, important, and there's really no debate.
It's just so hypothetical. There's so many ifs.
It's not
here.
hypothetical. These robots exist. They're on the border of South Korea.
I mean, the hypothetical autonomous part of you being able to say yes or no. I mean, it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter. They're going to say whatever they want to. People are going to do whatever they want to anyway.
Well, in this country, you're supposed to be writing letters to your elected officials to persuade them to at least let them know how you feel.
Yeah. And I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they'll ban it. They'll get their votes. Oh, yes, we want to ban it. And I'm sure every country's going to go, all right, yeah, we're going to need a warehouse down there.
Let's get some listeners in on this. I neglected to do this on yesterday's debate. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, everybody. This is an interesting topic, Larry.
Yeah. Hey, Pete. Thank you.
My question is, you said there were activists that were going to be, participating in this UN debate.
I told you they're for sunglasses for whales.
Right.
My question is, are they anti-robot activists? I mean, are they just?
I bet they are.
What is their agenda?
Doesn't say, but my guess is that's exactly what they are. They're anti-robot activists.
One would think, why else would they be in the news?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to point out one example from history. Back in the 90s, we were involved in the Balkans. Remember Sarajevo and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we launched some cruise missile attacks. Now these were directed by humans, not by robots. But one of the missiles was targeted at a certain place, but they had forgotten to update the map. Like you have your GPS in your car.
Oh,
right.
They forgot to update the map, and the thing struck the Chinese embassy. You might remember that story, and it caused a big diplomatic crisis.
Right.
What we've got here is the machines, and if somebody forgets to update the Google, then they're going to strike an ice cream parlor instead of the nerve gas factory.
Yes.
I just think that's frightening to comprehend, and it's been a good discussion. Thanks, Larry.
It is frightening to comprehend. You're right. You're exactly right.
Sure is frightening.
And it will happen. Like I said, computers are fallible, super, super fallible, or the humans that designed them anyway.
Well, we have them.
Yeah, we have them.
And the bad guys can have the bad machines.
Yeah.
And if you ban the bad machines from the good guys, then the only ones who have the bad machines are the bad guys.
Or come up with something that just disables them instantly. I mean, they already have that. The EMP, electromagnetic pulse, shut down everything electronic in a 5-block radius immediately.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's me, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
I don't know what the debate is. They've had these things around forever.
Yeah.
The Navy back in the 80s had torpedoes they could drop out of their anti-submarine warfare airplanes that could tune it, that would listen for the specific sound of a specific engine on a specific ship.
Heat signatures, too.
And when it heard that engine, it would start itself up and go after it and hit it and sink it.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not the term, if that's not autonomous, I don't know what is.
Go back even further, Tom, to just heat-seeking missiles. You press a button,
but
it fires the heat.
They have to be fired by a person.
Yeah.
And then they track the target.
There you go,
Which
after
is,
that.
Which is true. But, I mean, this torpedo lays there in the ocean dormant for up to 90 days.
What happens after 90 days?
Listening for a specific ship.
Wow, I never knew that.
And then, I mean, like I said, these weapons aren't, they don't talk about these things unless they have something better to back it up.
So anyway, the robots that we're talking about have not been around forever. They are relatively new. Google is still developing them. The discussion.
It's just a deviation on something they've already proved can work. I mean, if a torpedo can lay dormant in the ocean for 90 days, listening for a specific ship, and then when it hears that ship come alive, turn itself on and go after it.
I hear what you're saying. So just the robot's just an adaptation, just the
Yeah,
next level.
yeah, no, it makes sense to me.
Of autonomous, there isn't one.
No, it makes sense to me what you're saying.
So I don't know what the big debate is there, but I guess.
Well, maybe it's the cameras on the border of South Korea that they're thinking about, because those cameras, according to the article here, aren't cameras, but instead they're machine guns that do exactly what you're saying. Except instead of looking for ships, they aim at North Korean soldiers, which, like Dan points out, how do you know who's a soldier and who's not?
Probably South Korea. I don't know.
I told him, put a dress on.
I'll tell you right now that the soldiers in the South Korean army are all chipped with biochips, and that if you don't have a biochip tuned to that gun or those guns, it's going to shoot at you.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So they could be shooting children and, anybody, though.
Yeah.
It'll shoot anybody without the biochip.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, Tom. Thanks. Appreciate that. Wow.
Right.
I never knew about that.
Yeah. It's
The torpedo that lays dormant at the bottom of the sea.
They've got all. It just proves my point more.
It's kind of cool, though.
They've already got. It is cool.
It's a James Bond kind of a thing, isn't it?
Oh, we've stepped way beyond the James Bond type of thing.
Yeah. You don't have to raise your hand, Doug. You can talk.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, the whole story begins because of the Transformers.
Yeah, that's what started it all. It was a TV show.
Right.
Or movie.
And then
It starts everything.
Also,
That's what starts everything.
You said something about the border.
Right.
Has to come from somewhere.
And let's create something like that, but push.
Yeah. All right.
The other people away from here.
Yeah, I think push the other people away from here. I think that's what we do. I'm lost, but anyway. By the way, you mentioned earlier, Dan, a way to create a defense using the electromagnetic field technology,
EMP.
And I know that that's not directly connected to this story, but there is a story. Do you see that headline right there?
Do electric cars go? Oh, it's coming. Anything.
So now the question is, and you didn't say the whole thing, so the listeners need to know what you read. Do electric cars cause cancer? A story released this morning on what website was this?
Whatever website, it came from the gas giants. It came from the oil industry. That story, I guarantee you, originated from OPEC.
Good job. Probably right.
It's gonna anything that has a better option that's gonna put down this is gonna have. Oh no, you're
well. I'm not gonna debate that. Wow, we had a bigger debate over Alec Baldwin using a bicycle on a one-way street. All right, I think we need to move forward.
What are we doing?
We're going to the news.
Okay.
And then Galen Unold will be on the phone. And what time are you leaving again?
About 8:30 after that.
So you soon. Okay, so you'll be around for the whole segment with Galen.
Yeah, and the 8:30 in News Bites.
Okay.
And then after that, we're going to do some different things. I got to get ready and then head out of here.
Okay. So the subject with Galen today is we've got some sports, yeah.
So Brad should be in at any second.
And we will decide whether you and Galen, Doug and I, and Brad if he's here, and the listeners if they want to participate in this, agree that it takes an athlete to play this sport or not.
Or not.
Like we mentioned before, NASCAR. Do you need to be an athlete to be a NASCAR?
Well, you don't see any big old fat NASCAR drivers.
No, they're usually in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Well, I do think that
Danica Patrick, she's in great shape.
Shit, she is. She came in, 17th place?
I don't care.
Yeah, it was good for her, though.
I'm just saying she's in great shape. I got no idea the place she came in.
All right, we need to move forward, and Fox News is coming up. Let me make sure I have this in the right place here.
No, that'd be good, yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. In the fight against wildfires around San Diego, a flare-up Thursday in the San Marcos area has even more people told to clear out, joining this man who already fled.
There's black smoke in the sky, and then the fire department came to the door and said you have to evacuate immediately. There's a life-threatening situation here.
He came back to find his house unlivable. There are cooler temperatures in the forecast for today. The head of the Veteran Affairs Department under fire.
Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki is mad as hell over accusations books were cooked to hide treatment delays at a Phoenix clinic.
I could use stronger language here, Mr. Chairman, but in deference to the committee, I won't.
Senate Veterans Affairs Committee members press Shinseki on problems not just in Phoenix, but throughout the VA system.
Fox News Radio's Jared Halpern. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network.
This is Wendy and Will of Dex Imaging. By now, you might be tired of hearing us talk about Dex. So instead of us telling you how much Dex can save you on your copier costs and how we can help your office be more efficient, we thought we'd let Judy tell you.
Hi, I'm Judy, the office manager of Graper Facial Institute here in Gainesville. We operate 8 medical offices, so I was looking for a document management system that would copy, scan, print, and share documents among all of our locations, but something that was within our budget. Dex Imaging recommended a Kyocera with their Index solution. It's been amazing. This machine does everything we need it to, including a direct scan into our current electronic medical record software. Dex even trained us on how to use it. Dex has been a tremendous help in making our practice and my job more efficient.
Thanks, Judy. And remember, call Dex Imaging today for a free workflow analysis to find out how you can save 20 to 30% on your copying and document management needs, just like Graper Facial Institute. Dex Imaging, 352-224-1816. That's 224-1816.
Yeehaw! Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ, you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
This is a public notice.
Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry,